particular issue. But again, this is not the place for the IACC, since the committee isn't here in full. This is not a meeting to decide on anything we want to do with respect to policy. And I wish I knew more about that particular instance. I don't. I can tell you that the 2004 pediatrics paper was one of about 14 papers that the IOM reviewed, and then there have been another multiple papers since then that have weighed in on this, all of which the IOM said in 2011 were consistent in not finding a relationship between vaccination and autism. What the IOM doesn't say, and what nobody has said, at least in a way that I find compelling, is that there could still be rare cases in which that could occur. And what we need to think about is how one would investigate that if that were the case. So that's another topic, but again, I don't think that's a co-occurring question, and so I want to really make sure that we use the day for what we had set out for, which was to define the co-occurring issues. John, you get the last word.
I just would say that with respect to what we should do in this committee and in this workshop, I think that we would be wise in responding to our constituents' dissatisfaction to ask if the purview of our committee might be expanded to move more into recommendations for services and treatments, because it seems like the IAC was originally chartered to offer guidance in the direction of research, and what we hear almost exclusively from our community is that they want us to offer guidance and action in deliverables and services, which is rather different from what we were chartered to do.
Yeah, so that's actually going to come out of the CARES Act, and that'll be in the next version of the committee. There's a very clear language about the mandate for this committee when it's reformed to focus on services as well as research. It's a little complicated because obviously services are done at the state level, research is done at the federal level, so it's a lot easier, to the extent that we can do anything, to at least bring the people around the table who can have some impact on research. The 50 different systems that are supporting services aren't in the room, and that becomes more complicated for us to have an impact there, except through CMS or something like that. But we're going to need to go on.